two of clubs. Tears up. us. Are you a wizard?
Bullshit. Get out of here with that fucking shit. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Hello, people. NMVI. Yeah. Hit me again. Oh, is that? They're gonna kill me. Don't kill me. Yes, that's what I like. Fuck off, this is fucking bullshit. Oh, bullshit with that wizard bullshit. Is there any hearts anywhere? Time is it? 10:15. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I haven't been streaming. I've been playing, I just don't stream a lot. Some days I stream, depending on how I feel, right? Some days I could feel sick and not play at all. But I've been playing, just not streaming, but glad to see you're here. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, you sons of bitchy guys. Yeah. But I'm doing alright. So as good as I can be doing, I suppose, with the state of the world. I'm doing about as good as I can be doing. Thank you for asking. Stay still so I can hit you. How was your weekend? I'd like to get this one. Oh, I hate these red spiders. Fuck, I'm getting smashed. Get off of me. Well, that's good to see. Good to hear, dude. It's nice to see old friends and stuff, eh? Nowadays, you're lucky to make a friend, and if you make a friend, they like to try to backstab you or some bullcrap. I'm just glad to hear you had seen your friend and whatnot, though. Okay, where am I going here? I've already beat the boss, or the floor boss, I guess you could say. What do you think of this hantavirus, that new virus that's going around? What do you think of that? I know for one thing, I'm not going to be running and getting a vaccine for it, that's for sure. I'll take my chances. I'll take my chances with the virus over the vaccine. I personally think it's a load of bullshit. I think that they're just trying to get people to scare them, to make them go get the vaccines. Their DNA changing vaccines that has the nanobots in them and shit. I'm not down for that. Yeah, no, I agree. Well, that's the thing, right? Pulled out the COVID shit and then pulled out the vaccines and locked everybody down and told everybody go get vaccine. If you don't get a vaccine, you can't work. And then come to find out the vaccines aren't safe and effective, and many people died from them. Like, I won't be getting no vaccines. I don't trust them. I don't trust the government. I don't trust the doctors anymore. Except for the ones that spoke out against it, right? Those people are okay. Like Dr. Robert Malone, Dr. Pierre Corey, like the ones that spoke out, Dr. Peter McCullough. But the ones that just went along with the narrative, go get your vaccine, and then when you open up the vaccine box, the thing that tells you what's in the vaccine, all the ingredients, the whole sheet's blank. Like, no, I won't be doing that shit. And then you find out people who got the vaccine never had cancer, and then they ended up getting stage 4 cancer. They call it turbo cancer. Well, yeah, that's because the vaccines that they gave you shut down your T cells in your body, and your T cells fight the cancer, or cancer genes. So when they shut the T cells down, and that allows it to run rampant in your body. Bill Gates, you know, he's in the Jeffrey Epstein files talking to Jeffrey Epstein about how can they get rid of all the poor people. Like, no thank you. And his vaccine, the Moderna or whatnot, no, I'm not down for that shit. I don't even know how Bill Gates can talk and go about the vaccines. He's not a doctor, you know what I mean? And because he's got lots of money, that gives him the right to jump on the CNN there and tell everybody to go get their vaccines. If you look it up, just look up all the news channels playing the same bullshit. Every one of them. And you can put them all together, 20 or 24 different news stations, and they're all saying the same shit. Like our democracy is like our democracy is threatened and go get the vaccine. They all said the same bullshit. Like, and you could play them, you could sync them all together, and they'll all say the same shit. Like, that's scary, man. I hated when they took my saliva for testing if I had COVID or not. Yeah, well, the thing is, the thing about the saliva and the COVID testing thing, if you look on YouTube and you type in like their testing kits, you can see people taking like orange juice and putting it on a test. It will come back as COVID positive. And, like other things, apples, just fruit, it will come back with the COVID hit, right? No, it was all bullshit. Like even the guy that made the thing for the test that they were using for testing the people for COVID to see if they had it, the guy who made that said that wasn't supposed to be used for it because it can come back with false positive and false negatives. Like, now you hear about people having heart attacks and dying in their sleep, getting strokes, getting paralyzed. Like, no thank you. You know, even children having heart problems now, myocarditis. You know, like before they got the vaccine, there was no myocarditis. Then they go and get the vaccine and you hear about myocarditis and all this other bullshit. No. I think it's all just to get people scared so they'll go and get the vaccine, which will be a way for them to link you to because you know they want to make this thing called Internet of Bodies, right? And that means they're putting 6G and everything, not 5G, but 6G that can penetrate into the skin. So when they force everybody to get these biometric data chips, they're going to implant them in your right hand or your forehead, so your every move can be tracked. You know what I mean? So you can be tracked everywhere you go. And these systems will be run by AI, and they'll have complete disdain for humanity. And if you don't do as they say, then they're going to put you in your court, where AI will be the judge. Now, I think the world's gone crazy. Like the people in charge, like Bill Gates, Donald Trump, fucking the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, Alex Soros, George Soros, all those people, man, they don't want everybody on the planet. Like they straight out say the world's overpopulated and they need depopulation. You know, Bill Gates on there talking about, oh, if we do a really good job with vaccines, we can lower the population to 10 to 15% worldwide if we do a good job with vaccines. No. Why the fuck is he trying to lower the population? And then if you think about it more, dude, they're going after farmers. They're trying to get rid of farmers, and then their livestock. They want them to get rid of half of their livestock. Then they're going after farmers using nitrogen in their fertilizer, because nitrogen helps grow big, large crops, right? That can feed everybody, right? And they don't want them using the nitrogen now. So, and you know what I mean? So that's going to mean we're going to see food shortages, and along with that comes starvation, mass starvation. Then they're going to cause famines. Like, they're maniacal, dude. They want to kill everybody, and they just want a certain amount of people for slaves, and then they want to rule over everybody else. You know, this is with their World Economic Forum, where they say by the year 2030, everybody will own nothing and be happy. Well, when they say everybody will own nothing and be happy, they don't mean them, like Larry Fink and the Rockefellers and Rothschilds and the Ford family and, you know, the richest of the rich families. They don't mean them. They mean me and you, the poor people. They mean all of us. Anybody who isn't a multi-millionaire is poor to them, right? So if you've got a couple mil in the bank, you're still poor to them. Like, and then if you speak out against them, they'll debank you and take your money, and then, you know what I mean, come lock you up if you post a mean tweet, but allow people out there that are raping women and killing people. Like, it's fucking nuts. I think the whole, excuse my French or whatnot, but I think the whole world needs to wake up and fight back against them. Because everybody thinks it's right versus left. Like, they've got the white fighting the black, and they've got religions going after each other, and like, and really it should be everybody against them, you know, like the child molesters and whatnot from the Jeffrey Epstein files, and you know, all their friends, and they should never be allowed in power again. Nobody with millions of dollars that are linked to them should never be in government. The world needs to wake up and wake up fast, or we're going to be screwed, and it's not going to be a fun ride. Sorry for ranting, but it's just shit I think about. Just what I said there could get me banned on YouTube or some bullshit. And if you say something, you know, about immigration, like I'm all for immigration and whatnot, but you have to do it sensible, dude. You can't just have millions of people come into one country and then tell everybody they're all doctors and engineers and they're gonna go on, you know, they're all gonna, you know, they take up the locals' fucking jobs, put the locals out of work. They work for a lot less than the local people will work. So what's that going to cause? That's going to cause an economic crisis. Then the local people have to go on to welfare systems. And then while they're on welfare systems, then the government brings out this fucking digital currency that's going to enslave everybody. Yeah, sorry, buddy. Sorry, I just ranting a bit. Like, I think the world's gone a bit nuts. I'm all for immigration, but it has to be sensible. Like, you get so many people on welfare and not enough people putting back into the system, you know what happens at that point? You'll get a collapse because there's not enough people putting it in. So we'll see a depression. Like, yeah, I'll probably die here. Oh, there's a hurt there. I'll take that. But I'll shut up about it. Sorry, guys. It's just my mind's gone. Just been thinking about shit lately. And it's extremely depressing, and then when you get depressed in here, because I live in Canada, so like a 26-year-old went and told the medical assistant in dying shit, told him that he had seasonal depression, so they accepted him to go get the medical assistant in dying, so they accepted him to go kill himself. They'll help him kill himself because he's depressed, and just seasonal depression. It's not like depressed all the time, it's just certain months he's depressed, you know? Like life is supposed to be precious or whatnot, but our governments or whatnot are totally against the people. Like, wealth, or, rent's gonna go up, because you got these new people that are coming into the country. You'll get 20 of them living in the one house, and each one of them paying $150 for rent, and then taking all their money and sending it back home. Well, locals, they have to, you know what I mean, go on the street and live homeless. Like, I think it's all messed. The whole world's messed up. But I'll shut up about the rent, and I could go on forever. You know what? If you look up Billy Meyer, Edward Albert Meyer or Billy Meyer, you think the disclosure that the USA just did where Donald Trump dropped all that UFO shit, that's nothing compared to what Billy Meyer has, and his name is M-E-I-E-R. Like, here, dude, like, here, I'll play his prophecies from 1981. He talks about the coming global collapse, the societal collapse, civilization collapse, economic collapse, civil wars in America, Russia, the UK will have a bloody revolution. Like, he warned about all this shit back in 1958. Here, hold on. Billy Meyer. Or wait, you know what? I can do, I think it's this one. I'll play his prophecies and predictions. And when you listen to it, you think, this man did this in 1958, right? And he's talking about how the UK is gonna do mismanagement, and whole countries, like London, will be thrown down to the lowest level of misery. You know, like, here, hold on, maybe it's not that one. It's Gas Meter Road. It's this one. Okay, I'll play this prophecy. It's only about an hour long. I'll play a little bit of it because I can't play it. Like I gotta jump off. I got an appointment at 11, but I'll be back on shortly after. Videos, playlist, audio tapes. Here, I'll do his 45-minute one. Wait. Okay, here it is here.
Prophecy should never be clearly revealed, he says, because the person then will make changes in an evolution. The evolution then is thrown off because the person does something that he normally wouldn't. Also, there's certain events in a prophecy which usually should be kept secret, because here he's insinuating that one of the problems with prophecy is that people overreact. And I see that even today, where people are becoming more and more sensitive about the predictions that psychics make and so forth about the great earthquake in California or the entire West Coast sinking into the water. These things can cause great fear and disruption in people's lives. I know several people right now who have really disrupted their entire life, moving their families, losing their jobs, selling their homes and so forth, out of fear because of predictions that they read in the paper or in newsletters that are being circulated around the country. And this, for people who are slightly unstable and are easily drawn to fear or negative things, this is very disruptive to them. They just can't help themselves. And so it really is not serving,
Hold on, I'll get to the prophecies quick through.
The next warning from Emmanuel is there's a comment against each other. This is all the time that he's, in 2,000 years that he's talking about.
Okay, here.
He says, many people will come and try to take credit for him, claiming that they are Emmanuel. They will try to deceive people.
Now,
there will be lots.
Emmanuel, the name Emmanuel is actually Jesus Christ's real name. You see, in the book of Matthew and in the book of Isaiah, it says, behold, a virgin shall become or conceive a baby, and she shall name it Emmanuel. You can actually Google that and look it up. But Jesus Christ's real name was Emmanuel. That means God with us, but it doesn't mean that his name was Jesus Christ and they called him Emmanuel as in a title. His name was Emmanuel, and 300 years later it was changed to Yahshua, and then Emmanuel, or Yahshua, and Jesus Christ, and then Yahweh.
Rumors of war, but people shouldn't really be too afraid because this really isn't the end. It's not the end of the world. But it is a time when people are going to rise up against each other. One kingdom will rise up against another one. There's going to be great earthquakes and great water, he says, back and forth. This is all the beginning of the tribulations, he says.
That's what we're in.
They will be delivered in affliction. There'll be massive amounts of death. There are going to be cults rise up against each other. Large amounts of blood will flow. Many people are going to die in these battles between these groups. Hate is on the rise. But he says anybody who really believes in the truth, people that really find the truth within creation will be able to survive all of this. It says there's a comment in here also, it says, when the people see the horror of the devastation of Jerusalem, of which has been spoken by prophets, then the end will come. So apparently, through all this destruction of the war and everything that's apparently going to be starting soon, at some point towards the end of it, then we'll see all the destruction and devastation of the places in and around Jerusalem, and that will be close to the end. The next warning from Emmanuel is for the Jewish nation during this time of great war. And he's cautioning the people, the Jewish people, to hide, to flee to the mountains, especially to women who are pregnant, to run for their lives, really, because of the mass destruction that's going to hit in their country. It says there will be a great affliction as never before seen since the beginning of the world. It's going to be some of the worst death and large amounts of death to ever happen on our planet. He also mentions, which is kind of interesting, that metal machines will be built for the air, the sea, and the land. The land is going to...
Oh, I should have grabbed that.
He talks about heavy projectiles, metal projectiles that burn the world, and nothing will be spared. It says the foundations of life will be laid in the projectiles so they can kindle the deadly fire with them. Then he talks about at that time, when we're launching all of these projectiles in the war, if the sons of heaven do not interfere, he says that almost no one will survive. He says this will come at a time when the population will be 10 times 500 million people,
Now,
where 2 parts of them will be...
now, mind you, the prophecies and predictions, they can, like, if you change them for the better or change them for the worse, you can make them, like, not happen, you know what I mean? So if you change your behavior and your way of thinking and the way you act and whatnot, you can change a prophecy. You can prolong it, you can push it to where it won't happen on this year or this time. It'll happen later down the road, you know what I mean? And that's what's happened for the World War III. That was supposed to happen at the turn of the millennium, at the year 2000, but things had happened after World War II. You remember when World War II happened in the Holocaust and everybody said never again. So everybody in the world stuck to the never again, no more war, right? Well, that was pushed to further down the road. And this is what we're in now with Iran and Israel. This is World War III. It's going to come. It's a scary situation, but so you'll hear him mention here that it's 1993 when he's making this tape, I think he says, and the destruction of the world from World War is going to happen or whatnot at the turn of the millennium. Well, that has been changed. So.
Exterminate and kill. So he's talking, it actually mentions there are about 2/3 of the people, the population of the planet will die during this terrible time of war. He cautions us that during this time of war, he says there's going to be many false prophets.
Another thing to listen to. See, he made this tape in the 1990s, and he's going to say, also beware of the Christian Zionists and the Jewish Zionists, because they're going to get together and they're going to try and take over parts of the world. Well, that's happening right now. And this tape is from 1990. Billy Meyer wrote what this man is speaking about in 1958. So you got to think to yourself, well, 1958 to the year 2008 would be 50 years. And then to now, you know, that's like about 70 years. So Billy Meyer's talking about shit that's happening now, 70 years before it happened. Like,
Many people claiming to be him, to be an Emmanuel. He says we will hear statements where people will be saying that he's in the desert. Everybody go out and see Emmanuel there. Or he's over here at the ocean, or he's in the chambers. He says, don't believe that. He says there's just going to be a lot of lying because he says he does return. That physically he will return. But he will make himself known. Because he says his coming will be with the host of the sons of heaven, by whom I have my life again at that time. So he's talking about that again, just as it says in the Talmud of Emmanuel, that his life will once again be procreated and caused to be at this time by benefit of the sons of heaven.
we're going to get killed again.
And they will help him one more time to make his life known. Another collection of prophecies that's also mentioned in the book were the prophetic things that were explained to him by Ascot, and that came back in 1956. Apparently among Ascot's responsibilities and duties during her mission was to prevent a terrible universe catastrophe. It says in the notes that they were very concerned that the events on Earth may actually cause some destruction of the universe itself. Now, it seems pretty amazing that us little Earthmen could actually do anything that would disturb the universe, and especially back in the 60s. And they were very concerned up through the year 1974 that some doomsday device that the certain people were playing with could actually destroy part of the universe. I never took that too seriously until just recently. I found out that currently now, here in 1992, that certain scientists are actually discovering that our giant sun and some of our large gas ball planets may actually, instead of being nuclear reaction type things like we've always thought, are not at all, but in fact seem to be drawing energy from other dimensions. That at the top of these great sources of power, like our sun, on the very top pole and on the bottom pole, there is sort of a hexagon area at the top that seems to be receiving energy, and they have mathematically calculated the probability this may be true, that our sun may indeed be connected to other universes or other dimensions as we think of it through the surface area on the top and the bottom of the sun, which means that our sun itself isn't really a nuclear explosion, that somehow it's being heated up actually by dimensional energy. And a comment along that line was even from the Pleiadians that the sun itself is not quite what we think it is, that even though the surface temperature is quite hot, that we will be surprised to find out once our technology advances that it's actually cooler on the inside, that it's not the great explosion in the middle that we think it is. So possibly the sun somehow do receive energy from other dimensions, and that could be perhaps what the ETs were worried about in the 60s, that if we were to set off some of these devices which could upset actually the solar system, some sort of energy or effect could be set off affecting other dimensions, which could unleash untold problems that may in effect actually destroy part of the universe as they were so worried about. Well, apparently Ascot in those years took whatever steps she felt was necessary and did intervene in mankind to prevent those certain events from happening. So, good for her. There was warnings always from Ascot during those times, too, where she talked about future events back in the 56, which actually pertains to now, because she was talking about, America, Russia, and China are pushing for like world domination. They're kind of fighting it out. Well, Russia, of course, has broke up, and that's changed a little bit.
Well,
and China hasn't really played their hand.
When he says Russia has broke up, he means the Soviet Union, and you got to think this was back in 1958. He wrote it or whatnot, and then this tape was made in 1992. So Russia is still there. Soviet Union has broken up. Well, here you go. Here's where he's talking about the Jewish Zionists and the Christian Zionists, right? So listen to this shit.
Take over certain areas of the world. So apparently, in the face of the might of America and Russia and other countries, in China, certain elements of the Jewish people, the Jewish Zionists, and certain Christian groups are plotting actually how they can take over certain parts of the planet themselves.
That's all good.
It's mentioned in here that the people of Earth should take care not to help Israel, for every small assistance is refunctioned by them into a deadly weapon against the back at us. So historically, it's talking about that they're suggesting that it's going to be a natural event for the destruction of Israel, and it is for the betterment of mankind. Not that death is good, it's just that we are not aware really of what a terrible part that Israel will actually play in the mass destruction and loss of life on the planet Earth. There was a whole series of prophecies given to Billy then in 1956, which are now quite a few years old. And I'll just dash over them for you. I had gone over them a little bit in the contact notes themselves, but since we have a tape here just on prophecies, I'll reiterate some of these events because it's important also to note that these events have all come to pass and with terrible accuracy. I say terrible because we're going to read the list.
Quiet.
The unavoidable events of the future, and here she's talking in 1956. She says these events will happen with absolute exactness and accuracy, just as she's about to explain them to Billy. And I'll just run over them because I have gone over them one more time. She first talked about the murder of Joseph Stalin, which will be on March 5th, 1953, and that was done by the.
Okay, I gotta make a phone call. I got an appointment at 11, so I'll be back on in about an hour tops. Not even, probably a half hour maybe.